So when you say work on yourself, what does that mean?
Well, first of all, there's a good program, the AA program, okay? It's all about regaining accountability for yourself, because you can either look, my coach has told me this. You're the hammer or the anvil, right? You're the one receiving, you're a victim of circumstance, or you're doing something about your situation, okay? So a lot of addicts are very, well, if this, everything would be fine if this didn't happen to me, okay? Or all these people are doing this, and my resentments towards him, my resentments towards her, they did me dirty, he did me dirty. That's why the way I am is because of this, and that, right? But whoa. What the AA program does is the fourth step with the fourth column is, hey, what is your part? What did you have to do it? And some people are just so like, oh, it was there's nothing I could have done wrong ever. There's nothing I did not do wrong in that situation. Well, let's dig a little deeper then, right? Let's keep digging and see what's up underneath that, right? Well, I don't know, man. They did that to me and blah, blah. The moment that they find that they had some kind of influence behind the outcome, they're empowered. Okay? That empowers you. Wow. I had a say in that situation. I had a part to do with that. Now I'm empowered to go forward and make better decisions. I am empowered to go and make, choices in my environment and who I hang out with. I'm empowered to go and live the life that I want to live because I'm no longer a victim of circumstance and what's happening to me. I am going out and doing the best that I can, staying in my lane, doing the next right thing constantly. And as long as I focus on doing the next right thing, everything else kind of falls into place.
So how is your life different now, Luke? How would you describe your life now emotionally compared to those years where you were struggling with, as you said, addiction? How's it different today?
It's like day and night. I don't even know that old person. He's there, but the way he did life was I wouldn't hang out with myself from back then. Emotionally, I am able to handle my emotions. Kind of like what Matt was talking about earlier with the whole emotional regulation and choosing drugs to handle your emotions for you. Then what do? And you're talking about the arrested development emotionally. That's going to happen because you use an outside source to deal with your emotions instead of dealing it with feeling the pain and coping and using coping mechanisms and natural ways and support and family and fellowship and talking about things. Okay, that's all healthy ways to deal with emotions, right? So whenever you don't deal with it that way, they backlog. They're way back there. So whenever you remove the substance, your coping mechanisms for your emotional regulation, you're getting flooded with all that, okay? So today I am able to handle my emotions. I'm able to show up. I'm able to handle adversity. I'm able to handle failures, okay? I'm able, and the thing is that, hey, I'm empowered. I have a choice. I can either learn from this mistake and this failure, or I can let it control me, and that could be the end of me, right? I have a choice now, whereas before I didn't.
What does that mean, though? Some people believe there's always a choice. Is that, I heard you just say, I didn't have a choice. Was your addiction so powerful and so strong that it was impossible, or you didn't know a way out?
I did not know a way out. There's so many times that I laid in my bed staring at the ceiling, and I always considered myself, I was a business owner since I was 23. I was like, Luke, you can figure your way out. You get creative. You're a problem solver. You know what I'm saying? You know how to do this. I couldn't do it with that. I could not figure it out by myself. And the reason being is because here's the deal. When I'm talking about, you got to think about emotional regulation here, okay? If I'm waking up without my drugs and alcohol and I'm at a 0, I'm not showing up to life. You ain't going to see me. Okay, I'm not going to be around family. I'm not going to go to work. I'm going to be feeling so, and with all that backlog emotions, that I haven't dealt with, that's all coming in too whenever, you're sober. So my thing was, you either get high, or I called it getting right. I'm going to get right and then go out and do the day, or I'm not going to get right and you're not going to see me. Okay? Here's the deal. Is drugs and alcohol were so important to me, and Debbie, it truly does recalibrate your brain.
I agree.
It totally recalibrates that. It takes away the choice, because here's the deal. You need that to regulate your emotions and motivation to get life done just as much as you need air.